Hello, hello. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, look, I truly need you to know that I have been praying for you, and I am still asking you to keep me in your prayers as well. The message that I have today is I think it will encourage people in general. However, I do believe that it is a very specific message for someone. And I'm going to do something that I don't know if I have ever asked before, but I want to ask you if you feel led to share it because although it may not be for you, it may be for someone that you know. And so about 4:15 this morning, I was awakened and it was by a phrase that I have heard before, but it was very specific and I mean it woke me up out of my sleep. I had been dreaming and this phrase woke me up. And so I'm going to tell you what I heard the Lord say, and then I'm going to go back and share with you what the dream was, and then some other things that I heard. Okay. So, like I said, it's like 4:15 this morning, and I'm awakened with this: don't cry to give up. Cry to keep going. I don't care how bad it looks. I don't care what it looks like to man. I see and I know your heart. I can only do what I want to do for you if you don't give up. So, the dream. There was a test of sorts that someone had to take, and it was a final test to determine whether or not they would get to stay, or if they would fail, or if they would lose their position. Um, and the person actually did everything right. And I saw it with my own eyes that the equipment failed. Now, let me say this: I saw it with my own eyes, but I can't honestly tell you whether I was in the dream or observing the dream, if that makes sense. If I was a part of the action, a part of the scene, or if I was simply like this omniscient observer. Okay. Um, so I saw it with my own eyes that the person did what they were supposed to do, but the equipment failed before they could even start. However, the person in charge thought that it was user error because when the equipment failed, the person went and told them that something happened, and they came back to look, but they could not believe that this person was telling the truth. Um, they thought that the person had screwed up because they didn't know what to do. And they thought that the person was making excuses. Well, then they couldn't make the call on their own because as it stood, they quote unquote had failed that test because they were not able to perform. And so um, that person, whether it was like a supervisor, the middle person, they had to go to a higher up to find out what the final word was on it. And so another person was brought in to make the determination, but they sent the person away while they talked. And I heard the middle person telling the top person that, and I guess as I wrote it, I started to talk like I was talking to the person, so I'm going to read it like I wrote it. I heard the one telling the top person that you were making excuses because this was your last chance. They were trying to convince the other person not to give you another chance. Meanwhile, you were off a little distance crying and pacing because this was a make me or break me decision. The immediate supervisor reluctantly approached you with a negative attitude and said that the higher up said let you perform it again. You were still shaken and crying as the person was resetting the equipment for you to try again to qualify. And that was when God woke me up and told me to tell you, don't cry to quit, cry to keep going. Don't let man shake you. Don't let the looks and the opinions of men cause you to quit. I can only reward you if you stay in the game, if you don't give up the race. Promotion comes neither from the east nor the west. The power to promote is mine. No man can curse what I have blessed, but if you quit, you tie my hands. You have come too far and given up too much to give up now. There is a promotion, a major blessing, a manifested promise on the other side of this victory. But if you fail to fight, you fail to win. Don't be afraid of men and their faces. Focus on what I told you. I am faithful to deliver. So again, whoever you are, it's obvious that yes, there are people in that institution, whether it's a school, because God used this scenario, but I don't think that it is strictly about this scenario. It could be on someone's job where they have to qualify to stay. It could be school, and that could have been a test or a paper that had to be submitted. Maybe your computer acted up and you couldn't send it in. But whatever you do, do not give up. Now, do the people have a false opinion, a negative opinion, an untrue estimation of what is going on? Yes. But you can't let that frustrate you to the point that you give up. Because God said He just needs you to stay in the fight. He needs you to stay in the race. He's going to do what He does. But you have to stay engaged. You have to stay involved. You cannot cry and give up. If you're going to cry, let it be crying to press through to keep going. Then I heard another word, be not dismayed. I am your peace. Be not dismayed. I am your God. Okay? So, of course, like I said, I don't know who that is for, but I know that I know. Because trust me, 4:15 this morning, Bush wanted to be asleep. But more than anything, I really want to obey God. I really want to do what it is that He's saying to do. I really want to encourage whoever it is that needs encouraging. Don't you dare quit now. God said you're close. He said that there is a promotion, a major blessing, a manifested promise on the other side of this victory. But if you fail to fight, you fail to win. Don't be afraid of men and their faces. Focus on what I told you. I am faithful to deliver. Well, if you feel so led, share it. If not, I pray that whoever needs this word, even if you don't share it, if you know of some situation where this applies to somebody, encourage them not to throw in the towel. Encourage them not to let the opinions of men and because they were wrong. They were absolutely, totally wrong. So don't let how people are treating them make them forget what God is able to do. But you got to stay engaged. You got to stay in the race. If you stay in it, you're going to win it. All right? Well, this has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing inspiration. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you got to flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future. I love y'all.